our next discussion as well. Now, Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos has arrived in New Delhi for a state visit aimed at strengthening bilateral ties between the Philippines and India. He met with India's Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar and is set to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. The 5-day visit will focus on boosting cooperation in defense, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and maritime security. A key highlight of this visit is the growing defense collaboration between the two nations. This comes as the Philippine and Indian navies recently conducted their first ever joint exercises in the South China Sea, an area heavily contested by China. This visit marks a significant step in strengthening regional alliances and advancing the Philippines' efforts to safeguard its territorial interest in the South China Sea. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Professor Jim Rice. He's a professor of international law. Thank you, Professor, for staying with us. Now, how do you think this, how significant is this visit by Philippines and India, and do you think it can trigger China regarding seeing them collaborate in things?
Well, I think that this is an important development. I think that this is really good news, both for the Philippines and for India. The reason for this is because China has been a bad actor in this region, and China has been consistently bullying the Philippines, both the military and the fisher folks in this region, intimidating them in our exclusive economic zones in the West Philippine Sea, as we call it here, and disregarding the decision by the Permanent Court of Arbitration, which is handed down in 2016. So what is needed is for major players like India to show, and Japan and the United States to show solidarity with the Philippines in an effort to try and keep China in check in this region. But if you'll ask me a follow-up, I mean, there are even more significant implications for this.
Thank you very much, Professor Jim Rice, for joining us and sharing your insight as a professor. Now we move